behind the wheel of a 2020 Ranger Lariat FX2. Now, the last time I spent any meaningful time behind the wheel of a Ranger is when these trucks were introduced to the media and I was able to drive them out in California, but much of that time was spent in four-wheel drive versions of the truck, and those are quite capable through the mud and rough terrain. You can go back and check out my story about that on FordMuscle.com. But this truck is a two-wheel drive truck, and I spent much of the time doing daily life things, including a little beach vacation, to get a feel for what the truck would be like as a daily driver. Now, this truck is fully optioned out with everything from the tech pack to the trailer towing pack to the bed liner to the tonneau cover, which it was fitted with, but it was missing for my borrowing of the truck. But I could have used it because I had a bunch of gear on that beach vacation. Now, the truck is a very capable performer. The EcoBoost engine provides, plenty of power for the average folks. I could always see it having a little bit more, but there's a robust aftermarket for these trucks. The thing I noticed in driving the truck is that I spend most of my time in cars, okay? Trucks do not handle like cars, especially if they're made to have a little bit of extra ground clearance or traction. And as you can see, the truck bounces a little bit. You kind of have to almost adapt your driving, especially if you can't adapt it all the way and you still want to drive it like it's a performance car. You kind of have to preload the brakes, preload the suspension a little bit when you're going to stop sharply or turn in a hurry. But it's not anything that's difficult to overcome. It's just something you have to get used to with the truck. But overall, I really enjoy it. The having the extra room. This one's a crew cab, so I was able to fit the whole family in, plus gear, and then having the room in the bed for all of our gear was really handy, and I could see really getting used to having that room in a hurry for running errands, bringing stuff back for home projects and that sort of thing. And in the world we're in now, where you're seeing the proliferation of outdoor entertainment, whether it be drive-in movies or drive-in concerts or comedy shows or lots of outdoor events, I can see having a truck being a really beneficial thing, because any of those types of events or other outdoor things where you're going to be vehicle centric, you can put chairs, coolers, everything, with a trailer hitch. There's all sorts of options to mount TVs and tables and hammocks and who knows what. It gives you a lot of flexibility to do things outside, socially distanced, and having a truck would be really beneficial. Now, after I've spent considerable time in it, I have to keep going back to the performance angle of it. And, I would be more inclined to have a little bit more of a sport truck vibe and, have the suspension tighter, tune up that EcoBoost engine. It'd be a heck of a lot of fun to turn one of these into a sport truck. Here's a little taste of full acceleration in the truck. If you're used to driving Shelby GT500s, it's not going to blow you away, but it's a perfectly acceptable level of acceleration. And like I said, there's a pretty robust EcoBoost aftermarket with tuning and intercoolers and that sort of thing. And I could see having a little fun tuning this thing up for some more power. But as it sits, it's a great daily vehicle. The Ranger is a great size for me. I tend to like driving a smaller vehicle. I have Mustangs, I have a Focus. Once you get into those bigger trucks, it becomes a real chore in parking lots, navigating around. You really have to need a truck that big to justify it for me. And I don't really need one that big for my everyday life. So this truck is really the ideal size to fit stuff that I need and still be quite drivable. I mean, it's this model is called the SuperCrew, but it's a completely reasonable size, easy to drive, easy to get around parking lots, really no issue at all. So the Ranger really is a good size for me. Your mileage might vary on that, but if you're into smaller trucks, it's certainly a good option.